How the heck are you? This is Centauri Stir Fry, your working class statue collector and 90s comics enthusiast. Today, we've got the XM Studios Cyclops. Cyclops, aka Scott Summers. This is the XM Studios Cyclops, one of my most anticipated pieces. I think I pre-ordered this back in 2018. This is the B version. They made two versions of this. So you have like an A version, like a standard optic blast pose, and this one also comes with like a switch out torso where he's like shooting to the heavens. It looks great. This one's a little more pricey, and I don't think you need to have this one. A version is probably just fine, but I had to have both because he's like my favorite freaking X-Men. A lot of you guys might be thinking, what? Cyclops is your favorite X-Men. What are you, some kind of narc? Are you a cop or something? No. Just hear me out. Cyclops is badasser. He's basically like the Batman of the mutant universe. He trains hard every day. He's a brilliant strategist. He even took out the entire X-Men team all by his lonesome. Okay, he barely did it, but he did it. He freaking did it. And if you want to know more about Cyclops, check this out. X-Men 138. This is a nice little backstory. It's kind of like a reflection of his entire experience through the X-Men and his relationship with Jean Grey and his father and son dynamic with Xavier. Kind of get like a whole history of Cyclops and the X-Men. So the statue also comes with a gigantic instruction manual. Gives you like all these directions, but I don't need the directions because I'm a man, so I just throw that down. Comes with both prints, which is pretty cool. I didn't know they did that. That's pretty nice. So here's the A version pose, I guess you could say. And then we've got the B version. So let's get to this thing. Let's open it up, man. I'm telling you, I got goose flesh, nipple hard, might even be a little bit moist in the old dickies down there. Oh man, it smells like a sweatshop, maybe a little bit of lung cancer. Okay, we got the base put together here. Turns out I did need directions, so I had to refer to the manual like a chump. Some of the paint here, though, is a little bit muted, which kind of bums me out. Again, $1 billion, if these are Sentinel pieces, it's $1 billion killing machine, and it's just like not the greatest paint job. This is a pretty good weight to it. It's definitely solid. It's nice. But I love the colors. I should be using protective. I should have a mask, and I should have gloves on, right? Here's the head for the screening portrait, which is kind of cool. But this hair is PVC. I can sniff it out like a bloodhound. I'm like a plastic bloodhound. Switch this out. We'll put him on his stand, which I think this is a great idea. So, if I can get it on there. Come on, you dirty bastard. That is, my opinion, a near perfect Cyclops. This is what I wanted right here. So the base didn't blow me away, but you get the whole thing together and I'm like, yeah, that's a keeper. I like it. XM Studios Cyclops next to the Batman Blackest Night Batman Pop. Here we go. XM Studios Cyclops, man. I think it looks awesome. I really do. One of my favorite characters. Definitely my favorite X-Man. And it's just, man, so cool. And my initial impression wasn't very high when I was putting this thing together. The base is just kind of like again, more muted colors, and I wasn't a fan of a lot of these little pieces here. Don't seem very sound. Like they're not very strong magnets, I guess you could say. And I broke a little piece on it. I can fix that later. But after putting Cyclops on there, the contrast between his bright blue and yellow costume and this like junk Sentinel trash mountain base, it just works for me, man. It totally works. But I love it. I love the size of this. He looks a lot bigger than I really thought he was going to be. I guess you see these initial like Singapore convention things that like Brad Titan put up a while back, and Cisco, two great channels. I love watching their stuff. He just seemed tiny compared to like, of course he was sitting next to like what, Omega Red and stuff, but just so freaking cool. I was worried he was gonna be too small, but now he's great. Not too shabby, man. I'm glad that I waited and, I guess decided to pay a little bit extra for my favorite X-Men. So, pretty happy. Okay, here's the base, which I'm guessing is like a Sentinel wreckage kind of thing. I guess these are Sentinel chest plating, and we got some not real copper wiring this time, so don't worry, your crackhead friends will probably leave this alone. That's just regular, like, I guess, polystone, whatever. But it's just a junk base, and it's just what it is. The boots are awesome. These boots are great. They look freaking sweet. Look like moon boots a little bit. It's kind of cool. Up here we got some I-beam wreckage. I don't think that's part of the Sentinel. It's just like a building that was there, I guess. Looks like it's actually like cut with like a plasma cutter or something. Actually kind of nice. Like a lot of these pieces just don't seem very sturdy to me. Like this and this. They all kind of seem like they're just barely in there, which is kind of a bummer. Lots of nice detail. I guess the color's okay. It just seems muted. Like the wreckage of the dirt, the ground, the mountain, whatever, is almost identical to this Sentinel part right here, which should be a little more bright. The purple should be brighter, in my opinion. It seems rushed. The base seems very rushed. The base is just so-so. It's okay. Even though the base isn't like, blowing my socks off, blowing my Crocs off, I think the star of the show is definitely Cyclops. Everything's great. This is like your Jim Lee designed costume, so it's going to take him about 6 hours to get dressed for battle, and it's probably going to take as long, or maybe even longer, to, you know, I don't know, go to the bathroom. Imagine that. After a nice hard battle with like the Hellfire Club, and you got to come home and you got to take all this stuff off just to go to the bathroom. That's rough. And you got to wonder what's in these pouches. I mean, he's got pouches everywhere, little compartments, everything. He's got like a place for condoms, loose change, his immunity passport, and I don't know, maybe a condom or something like that in that one. Maybe some granola bars or beef jerky. It's stretching all the right places, and they've modernized it a little bit. And there's Scott Summers' butt, if that's what you're into. Pervert. I mean, he does work out. Works out a lot. Like I said, he's got all these little stretchiness, these textured parts here. You can see where there's supposed to be a little bit more movement in those areas, which makes a lot of sense. I think it's great. I think it looks awesome. More pouches, just in case. And I don't know what's going on with this little X down here, but it looks like a WWF, whatever it's called nowadays, championship, intercontinental championship belt. Okay, now it's all about this freaking portrait. I think it's so cool. Even though I know for a fact that hair is PVC, okay? It's definitely not polystone. That mask isn't either. Like, I don't know, I think the whole head sculpt's probably like some kind of cheap resin, to tell you the truth. But it just looks so damn good. It just exemplifies his character. His sternness, he's focused. I mean, don't want to, I guess it's kind of a pun, but he's definitely focused. And I love the pose of the fingers opening up his visor. It's just great. Lots of really cool details, some wash in here. Some of it almost appears sloppy. You get really close to it, but I really like it. Like, it just has a really good look to it. You can stand back a little bit, and it's just everything I've ever wanted from this character. And I'm just a big fanboy. I'm just kind of geeking out right now. Nipples, hard, goose flesh, wet dickies. I'm down with this. Okay, here's the B version swap out torso, whatever you want to call it. And also comes with this display stand. It's heavy duty. It's got this X theme to it. And I didn't know that this was even included. I've been kind of out of the loop on statue collecting lately. And it was just a nice surprise. It was pretty cool. And I like the idea of that. So you can actually pose either one on top of here, and it's kind of a neat little addition. There is the B version, which looks pretty darn cool. I actually like it a lot. He's a little more twisted to the side than I remember, and the teeth on that thing is amazing. Good lord. It's like they're individually inserted. Those are some insane teeth. That's really good. But the Screaming Portrait is probably something I'm not going to use a whole lot, but I like having the option, and I definitely wanted to try it. And you know, Cyclops, again, is one of my favorite X-Men. Definitely my favorite X-Men, one of my favorite characters. So it was cool to have. I would consider like the ultimate version. So we got some batteries in here, some wash batteries, and it's all, I think it was like L44 or something like that, I forgot. Put that in there and get this plastic toupee here. And just put it on there like that, and there you go. Cyclops is looking complete and good, and he's awesome. But I think the camera's picking up kind of funny, so maybe the pictures will do it justice. It looks great, though. It's a nice red, deep red, even though it's looking yellow in the video. But whatever. Overall, very, very cool statue. I'm very happy to finally get this. It's got to be up there as one of my favorites right now. I just freaking love it. It's got everything I ever wanted from a Cyclops statue. It's just, it's epic. There's some problems on the base as far as like just paint choices and minor things, really. I don't really even focus on that. I'm just looking at this, and this is just like what I need from a Cyclops statue. It's freaking awesome. Okay, there's a lot of problems with it. You know, some of this paint could have been tighter. It's got like a washed out effect, and it looks a little sloppy in some places, but overall I just really dig it. So it's definitely doing its job and making me happy as an X-Men fan. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's pretty cool. You don't need the B version. The A version is what you see right here, and it's really all you need. It's definitely classy what they did with this little base here. I definitely dig that. Just overall, very pleased with it. I think it's another great X-Men piece from XM. Just to give you an idea for scale, we got the XM Cyclops and the Sideshow Colossus. They look great together. I think it looks awesome. And man, I just can't wait to continue to build my X-Men team. And like I said, I'm not going to get every X-Men character out there, but those connecting covers from the 90s, the Jim Lee X-Men #1, you know, I gotta have, you know, Archangel, Beast, and give me a Nightcrawler too. And heck, while you're at it throwing Havoc, I'll be freaking happy. You know, it's not a perfect piece, but I think it's probably the best Cyclops that I've seen. Paint could have been a little better in some places. Paint choices were a little dull in others, but overall it's just like a perfect costume, a perfect pose. Textures are nice, the light up feature rocks, so I'm pretty happy with it. All right guys, that's gonna do it. Thanks for slumming it. Okay, I know there's a lot of big channels out there. Come down here in the dumps, down in the projects with Centauri Stir Fry. I appreciate it. Guys, remember, spay and neuter your pets, and fear is the mind killer. We'll see you next time.